And the task of the real leaders is to make sure that we are able to identify those good men and women in all these communities and in all these political parties so that we can create an environment where they can function, where they can give us the benefit of their wisdom, their talents. I am not saying that they must leave their political parties. No, that's not my message. My message is that good men and women must try to bring the people of this country together to be able to discuss seriously and under conditions of peace, where there is no conflict, no bloodshed, no tension, because it is only in that environment that men and women of goodwill can take control of the affairs of the country. That is the message I want to give to you. It's sufficient for me to say that the policemen of Natal of the 50s and the 60s were people who paid a particular, who were proud of the good name of the police and who maintained the higher standards of professionalism. And the way I was arrested here indicates that high level of professionalism in the police of those days. I was traveling from Durban back to Johannesburg, having done my work here for a number of days, and a car flashed past and indicated that signal that we should stop. And my friend who was driving, the late Cecil Williams, asked a rhetorical question, "Who are these?" And I said to him, "Why ask? Because it's clear who they are." Now, I had just returned from military training in Ethiopia and Algeria. I was young and fit. And I then looked around and I thought I could dash away. But when I looked at the rear view mirror just to make sure, I noticed that there were two other cars behind. And I thought if I tried to dash, that would be a foolish thing. That would be tragic. And I decided not to do so. This tall sergeant walked up to me. He walked up to me and he produced his warrant. And he said, "I'm Sergeant Foster from the Pietermaritzburg Police. What is your name?" I said, "I'm David Motsamai." And he said, "Aren't you Nelson Mandela?" I said, "I've given you a name." And he said, "Oh, you're Nelson Mandela, this is Cecil Williams." And he put his hand on my shoulder. He said, "I'm arresting you. Let's go back to Pietermaritzburg." And I had no complaint whatsoever as to how the arrest was effected. The only regret I have is that I have not been able to see that officer and to say to him, "Let bygones be bygones," and to shake hands with him, and to say that I hope the South African police services will follow his example. The overwhelming majority of the South African police services in this country are composed of men and women of the highest integrity and honesty who wanted to maintain high standards in the South African police services. That is my honest opinion, which I have arrived at after meeting the command structure of the South African police services and after meeting the rank and file of the police in this country.